Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Japanese Tier 10 Tech-3 Heavy Tank, the Type 71. The Type 71 is known for its crazy mobility and its super strong frontal armor. But the real question I had for today's video is how is this tank going to perform when almost all of Tier 10 is changed in Update 9.1? I still think that the Type 71 is going to be a really good vehicle. Is it worth the grind? That's a really good question. Now, personally, I don't think the Type 71 is anything insane. While it is a very fun vehicle, it's got the mobility and everything, I wouldn't also say to go out of your way to grind this tank when there's other options that are going to be just as fun. What I will say is that if you wanted to grind this vehicle, I see in the next update it still being an incredibly powerful contender, because while it may have competition in the form of the WZ-113 having insane traverse speed, and it might have competition with the Badger, I don't see any Tier 10s gaining pen, really. I mean, the grill's gaining pen, but it's losing alpha. So I actually see this tank just being as strong as it currently is, and that's the same for the comp meta as well. I see that this tank is still going to be just as powerful as it has always been. So we got a IS-7 in front of us, and there's a nice shot into the IS-7. You can already see our frontal track wheel just being amazing at getting bounces. Now we do have the mouse over here, and I'm pretty sure this mouse did fire. Honestly, I'm not even sure what this guy's doing. He's just kind of, he's driving. I mean, he is definitely driving, but unfortunately for the mouse, I do have enough pen to kind of just, you know, so mouse armor moment. Now, I'm hoping that my team does end up supporting me. I have a mouse, or not a mouse, but an IS-7 off to my side, which I'm hoping will act as a bit of comfort. And this mouse, I mean, the dude literally killed himself. I don't know what else to say. That was a really bad decision on his part, and there you go. The mouse is dead already. Congratulations, you don't know how to play this game. So we got the Type 71, nice shot into the side of his vehicle. When it comes to the Type 71 armor profile, it's not a very hard hit as long as you understand its weak spots. But as we know, a lot of players don't understand the Type 71 weak spot, therefore they struggle a lot to pen it. I mean, look at the amount of bounces we've already been able to get in this game. I've really taken 0 damage apart from a slight ram from the mouse. So what we're going to do now is aim in a shell on the lower plate of this IS-7 again. Easy penetration, we're up to 2,700 damage dealt. I am going to repair my gun because I want to be able to hit the opponents we're aiming at, but yeah, we're doing pretty solid so far. We can load on a standard shell actually to the Type 71. You can see we hit that little corner cutout on the vehicle, which is actually a fairly large weak spot, and in 3 more seconds we might just be able to get a shell out onto the boss Chatillon if he decides to poke. Now we do have the Type 71 off to the side as well, and you know what, I could care less. I'm just gonna go. I want to get some shells out, and we got the Bat Chat off to the side. We got the IS-7 over here, nice shell into the IS-7 once, and yeah, this is going pretty solid. Let's get another shell in here in hopefully just a moment. Bat Chat bounced my side, but being real, that's just kind of a skill issue there. So let's get one more pen into the IS-7. We're up to 3,900 damage dealt. And, yeah, I mean, we're not done anytime soon. Let's reload again and fire. Oh, well, that's the poor gun handling there for the first moment we've had today. I will say the Type 71's gun is definitely one of the downsides of the tank when it comes to at least accuracy on the move and snapping shots. But it is a heavy, so I don't expect heavies to have the best guns as it is when it comes to any of those areas. So this game in total, we were able to do a pretty solid job. Not only deal over 4,000 damage, but block over 3,000. This here is a perfect example why the Type 71 still next update is going to be incredibly powerful. While vehicles are gaining either an extra shell in the clip or getting a little bit more armor, the Type 71's got more than enough penetration to deal with opponents in front of it, and with the mobility consumable, it still gives it something that other heavies are not going to have. While the WZ-113 is getting more traverse, it's going to have like 34 degrees a second or something like that. The Type 71 with its traverse equipment has 50 degrees a second. That is still 16 degrees more, which is like 25%. So yeah, I mean, the Type 71 is still going to be insane in that aspect. Now, if you're running it with gun depression, yeah, I don't really know why you'd do that, because there's vehicles like the Concept 1B that already exist, which is going to be gaining even more damage per minute and better accuracy next update. So why would you drive this tank when you could drive a Concept, or even the E5? The E5, if you didn't know, carries the exact same damage per minute as the as this tank, so I don't actually understand why why you would run the gun depression with your weak turret cheeks when you could basically have the exact same experience in a lot of other tier 10s when you could have the insane mobility, then actually feel really, really special. So let's push up towards base C. Looks like I do have a bit of support in the form of a VK72, a very weird name, but nonetheless, hopefully the player will be able to support me. We're going to push all the way up to C. Sometimes this is a very risky maneuver, especially because they do have fast heavies like an IS-7, but I'm willing to take the risk, because if it works, then it will massively pay off in the long run. Now we do have a T-22 off to the side, but again, I'm not going to worry too much about it right now, as we've already spotted a K91. We're just going to keep on crossing, keep on going, and once we get over here, this should be a fairly solid position. We got the M103, which we're going to tap a heat shell right into the upper plate on. That's why I love calibrated shells, and let's start reloading once again. Alright, we are also capturing the base, which is going to be amazing as well in just a moment here. There you go, we got the base cap on our side, and that means now a vehicle like this K91 or even the M103 is going to have a very hard time dealing with us, judging that we are hull down, and we also have our gun in a very good position to wreak havoc on the enemy. So K91 can't shoot the guy right now, but we should be able to if I just wedge the tank off to the side of the hill there, which we were able to do. Nice shot. We've already been able to deal 1,200 damage in this battle. Not bad at all. Let's reload another shell onto this K91 and fire. Nice. Max roll as well for 425 damage. We do have the E3 off to the side, but again, we are basically hull down, and the E3 just missed a fairly easy shot on us, which means we're going to aim in on his vehicle and just wait and fire. And, well, Type 71 accuracy. As I did say before, its gun is not its strong point, but its gun also has a quick enough rate of fire that you can hit most of your shells in it as long as you let it aim in. Now, we got penned in the hatch. Actually, no. Wow, that's a weird pen. I don't think I've ever seen that before. We got penned in the roof of our 71. I'm actually going to have to take a look, post-game statistics at the armor of the 71 and see if that's a weak spot. Now, obviously, you're not going to be penned in that really ever, because you have to be exposing that as a weak spot, but still something very interesting. So we got the E3, and our E4 is pushing very aggressive. Now, in this situation here, I'm going to get a shell, hopefully onto this E3. There you go, nice tap right into his vehicle. You can see with the calibrated shells on, you're able to just sometimes cram that shell into the enemy when you might not be able to with the rammer. So we got the M103 right in front of us. Let's go for an easy shot right onto his tank. And one thing you might not know about the Type 71, very good rammer, so I can very easily just tap this guy, take 128 off. No, he's a one-shot, and then we can aim in on maybe this IS. Ooh, okay, that was a weird bounce there. But we're going to reload in just a moment here, so we should be all fine. E4 is going to get a nice slap in, and we're going to aim in right on the IS-7's lower plate. Nice tap for 427. And with that player at such a low hit point pool, I'm going to help out my team over here and start dealing with vehicles like this M103. So, you know, I'm going to shoot the object. M103 is a one-shot, but the object 84 is going to be a much more annoying opponent to deal with, especially with this guy only shooting HE. Not really much of a threat, so let's aim in another shell. Ooh, there we go. Another shell onto the object, finishing him off. And let's just ignore this M103 and maybe get a nice little ram into the 62A. Oh, really? The way that I got tracked, that is so lame. Oh my. I mean, we still got a nice 500 shot in there, but we easily would have been able to ram that 62A for 500 hit points and probably kill him, honestly. So, unfortunate, but oh well. I guess that's just the way Blitz RNG does work. So, as you can see from these two battles, the Type 71 is an incredibly powerful tank, and what I did in these two games you easily could have done in any other battle as well. So, as I said, I would suggest if you wanted to grind this vehicle and this is the kind of playstyle that does suit you, to go for it. Type 71's got insane frontal armor, it's got enough pen to deal with its opponents, it's got enough DPM to do the job, and yeah, I mean, easy 4Ks all day. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.